Good night, Scott. Christine Lynn, greetings. All right. We are on live. I tried a little earlier and fumbled. We got Timo in the house. Y Norca Regalado, welcome. Thought I'd jump on here. I tried a little earlier and had some videos set up and hit the live. Thought I hit live. So there's a little spot here where it says edit, and you could go mark it private, public, or live. And I marked it private for the moment. Got my little video set up, and then when I was ready to go live, I didn't press. I pressed the live and didn't finalize it with the. There's a final button at the bottom, and I didn't do that, and had to get the videos all set up again, go through my videos, and luckily I was able to do that pretty quick the second time. So we got a comment here. Let's see, Russell. Good night, good evening. So we could extradite Bigfoot to Oregon if we could catch the one up in Washington. It's a good one. What are you doing up this late? Regalado. I'm surprised. It seems pretty quiet here. Maybe the boys will be up later. Good to see Christine in the house. And so yeah, tonight we're sitting in a new chair. It's new to me. I kind of found this thing the other morning. It was outside on the corner, and it's a total gaming chair. And I know, yeah, it could be kind of, I guess, nasty the thought, but it was pretty clean. It wasn't. It's pretty good shape. And I was sitting in a camping chair before this, and my back was starting to give me little issues. Like the past couple days, I was like, oh, got to do more stretching. And so anyway, I picked up the chair, noticed, no one was claiming it. It was just literally on the street, kind of like waving at me. And I got it and I sanitized it today. I left it out overnight, sanitized it today. I even smudged it with some sage, and we're sitting in it now. So feels pretty good. It's pretty rad. Even got like a little pillow thing on it, and it's pretty cool. Nice little, I guess, gift from the universe there. I'll take it. Sure don't have the money to buy a fancy chair. See, we got Richard in Alaska. Maybe he could give us a forecast up in Fairbanks. You could take them to Oregon, but you can't make them stay. They always return back to Alaska. And Richard, I've heard you mention not to go look for these things. I mean, coming from someone who lives in Alaska, giving that type of advice, I imagine you've had some run-ins. For sure, you've heard from others. I'm sure you have maybe family, friends, or locals there that have their Sasquatch encounters and stories and all that. Out here in the states, in the lower states, uh, Washington takes the crown for the Sasquatchery. See, we got Russell here again, talking about yes, but getting in bedtime rations so my spasms chill out so he can sleep. Yeah, I've had lower back issues before, and I think it's due. I don't think I know it was due to an occupation I had before. It was a lot of lifting involved, and it was fast pace and some wear and tear there. I just thank God that it's never happened while I'm out in the field. Sometimes, especially in the colder weather, you know, back and stuff will kind of, or certain body parts will kind of. Got to be careful how you move. I was mentioning stretching, super important, super important as we age, right? And I think at all ages, we should all be stretching all the time. Got a Loch Ness comment. Earlier, I was talking about someone had, in another chat was asking about Bigfoots in Tahoe. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sure that's a given. I would imagine in my mind. I've been to Tahoe a couple times and just sense it. But then there's the talks of Tahoe Nessie, of Lake Tahoe having its own lake monster, very reminiscent of the famous Loch Ness monster. So yeah, I don't doubt it. There's talks of supposed some sort of cave or some sort that might connect to the ocean. And there was a young man that did some sort of study of the lake there. It was super interesting. Greetings, Firewater. Glad you were able to. I seen your comment earlier tonight, and I don't know if you had lost contact with the channel or what you meant by that, but I'm glad I was able to share that link and that you're back on the channel here. We've been doing these lives and kind of random late like. We got Tina C in the house. Good to see you, Tina. Did you experience the fog? Actually, let's see here. Luckily, I got the volume down here. We got the iPad still running here. Shut that off. Yeah, whoop whoop. And so tonight, let's see, I got some videos lined up for you guys. So last night we kind of went into Mount Shasta, showed some videos that uh I pulled out from the archives and some clips of the beautiful Magic Mountain there, and then we showed Bernie Falls, um, and then some footage from Castle Crags State Park, and we are just talking about that whole area there. And tonight I got some orb videos lined up. This is from the old property up in southern Humboldt. Um, and to give you more of a idea of the area we're going to be talking about, Netflix had a special or have a documentary. It was special when it came out to me. but this was several years back, and it was a documentary about that area of California, Northern California, Humboldt County, and it was called, let's see here, where we Mountain. You might know of it, might have seen it, and yeah, it was an interesting documentary. Some locals, I felt at the time I was living there, so I felt like it touched on a lot of things, and it touched on the missing people up there, and we talked about the lady whose daughter went missing, um, and she comes out from Australia as much as possible to still search for her daughter. There still hasn't been any updates on her case. We touched on that the other night, and several YouTube channels have touched on her case, and that was in the documentary. And I met the mother, and we talked, and then also there was just, yeah, people in the documentary that I know, and it just really touched on the local area there, and that issue that they're talking about there is, it was a widespread issue throughout all of Northern California and even into Oregon, and even Southern California, it was just focused in that particular area there. But yeah, I think a lot of it was pretty well done. And then some of it, yeah, like I agree with some locals that there was maybe some a little exaggeration, but who knows, to each their opinion. But anyway, so yeah, so we lived up in the hills there for a long time. I was out there over 10 years, and yeah, it was quite the experience. And we will be touching there a lot, even though we're back down south here in SoCal. Uh, to me, it's all Cali love. We like to, and I don't, but a lot of Californians, separate themselves, even down to street blocks. Yeah, I'm from over here. I'm from over here. Or you're from up north, down south, west, east. It's very territorial, and I'm sure it's like that everywhere else. It's kind of like a human thing, right? But we got feisty kitty in the house. Monisha, what's up? Dash 5257. What's good, y'all? Zorcho Pancho. Glad y'all made it. We're gonna be talking orbs. And so yeah, da, 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 da. Interesting times also to be there. I'm sure a book could be written. And yeah, so we'll be sharing some of the weird activity that was happening in that area. I've always been into these topics of the paranormal, strange things, and uh and I just always felt a sense, a strange sense about the redwood forest. And yeah, when I first got there, you just feel these vibes, and I'm sure that those trees have a lot to do with it. And and so yeah, living there, you start hearing stories. I would poke around too. I would ask people about stuff because I was always curious about things. I heard about certain things and would ask, and then before you know it, things started happening to me. And one of the phenomenons up there is the Bigfoot phenomenon. And if you know, you know. And for those that don't know, one of the most iconic pieces of footage was taken up that way. And yeah, even till this day, people are, they were talking about it tonight. It's always talked about. That's the Patterson Gimlin footage. Um, and if you're not aware, we went there twice last year, 2024, and the year before that. We've been going consecutively, and it's been pretty good. So check those videos out. Posted somewhere on the channel. I got one. It's like guess the headliner of video of the channel. I forget what you call that, but it and then you could have it play, or So when you get to the channel, it features that video, and it's yeah, it's one of those vids. We're down at the film site. So yeah, some of this weird stuff started happening. I really started getting into Bigfoot because I knew the Bigfoot was a thing up there, and we've chatted about that many times. And so I started becoming very aware. I had moved to different areas throughout my time up there, but the southern part of the county, I spent a lot of time and up in those hills, and up in those hills, a lot of stuff goes on. They call it behind the redwood curtain, and let me tell you. So anyway, we're gonna go through some vids here I got lined up, and kind of lost myself with the chat here, but yeah, Russell, what part of Oregon you in, man? I was just speaking to someone up there yesterday, and it was good to touch base with them and seen that Grant Tavius touch base on New Year's with SOR, Spaced Out Radio. Grant Tavius. He actually, I know it was you that gave me that wrench. So I appreciate that, brother. Trusting me like that. And it's funny, there's a few other channels I used to have wrenches on. And for some reason, they took the wrench away. But most of you have wrenches here. I was trying to figure out yesterday if I could do that from here, but what I think I could do is maybe if I tap into the live from my phone, I could do stuff like that. Check that out. See, John Levi just posted a video, so we'll be sharing that. I usually share his vids, and on Saturday nights at midnight, he posts regularly his videos. And that's on the old world topic, one of my favorite topics, which kind of blends in with all this other paranormal cryptid stuff. Super cool how that works. Yeah, brown dwarf nodded off. We got a Bigfoot dwarf in the house. Let's see. Oops, can't load that comment. Where are you at? Watching people visiting hear gunshots for the first time on BLM. Yeah, our place up in Oregon backed up to BLM land. So that's super cool that to be able to experience that. And for those that don't know, BLM, Bureau of Land Management. And if you guys go to YouTube, there's a video of, sure, if you look it up, a BLM Bigfoot video, and they show BLM. They're at their one of their Oregon offices, and they're talking about Bigfoot and stuff. It's super cool. The video, they ask some of the employees what their thoughts is on it and stuff, and it's interesting. I think they kind of, you know. And then there's I don't know if it's the same video. It possibly might be, but there's an Oregon video where they uh recommend places to possibly have Bigfoot encounters, and one of them was Table Rock, which was near us there in Southern Oregon. And I actually been up to Table Rock a couple times. Never found anything there, but yeah, I'd like to go during the day. I think it was one time it was kind of daylight. The other time was a 4th of July. Actually, we're checking out the fireworks from up there, and that was nighttime. And that was a weird little night there. But yeah. Why don't we get into some of these vids? I'll give you an idea. I've described the property before during interviews and stuff like that. And I always try to paint the picture, and I don't know if people quite get it, but tonight we'll be able to get a little sneak peek at what the property looked like at this particular spot here, where where I felt where I had my first Bigfoot sighting, and that's the one where it was parallel to me. I was on the road, and it wasn't a huge subject, but I could see a black figure kind of like flickering through the trees. I always describe it as like one of those cartoon books when you flip through it. It's like it's like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo through the trees, and then I stop the truck. I look, and there's at the base of this old growth oak tree. There's a black head looking at me, and yeah, we shared that one before, and so this is where that happened. We won't be showing that exact spot, but this is the land there. And there was things that would happen on the property there that, I felt like, I mean, of course you had all your wildlife, your typical wildlife of the area, everything from uh mountain lion to bear, bobcat, and you name it. And there was other stuff that would happen, there were the knocks were sounding like what we think tree knocks, however it is that they're, whoever was doing this sound, because I don't know, I never seen who was doing the actual sound, but if, wood knocks is what we call it. And yeah, heard those often. And, I don't think it was a neighbor. Our neighbors were all pretty spread out. And this was a 40-acre piece of property. And all the parcels there were all pretty big. Everyone was spread out. So we all kind of knew each other there pretty much. And it was a gated uh, area too. You needed a code to get in there. And so it was rare for random people to be able to get in there. But there was a couple times, where one time there was this lady who was in the property and was asking around for her daughter, and that got kind of weird. I had to kick her out. But yeah, let's take a quick look here. Let's see. Y'all hang in there and chat. Everyone has got pretty much almost everyone except Russell here. We'll try to give you a wrench soon, but everyone's got a wrench so far. So if you need a what's up? You need to post any links, share any channels, or whoop de whoop, go ahead and do. So let's see here. Boom. All right, we're gonna go bump around in this thing. Got the ladies here. What are we going for? Some dill?
Dill.
All right. There's the house. Is that 50 bags? It's probably summertime.
Oh, look at that poison. Lost poison. That's not good.
That's what we need.
That would be on there. Fig.
A lot of oak trees.
Getting stung too many times. Figs.
Pop figs. Hang on. A lot of activity noises coming from right. There's a hill that goes up.
Watch the road, baby.
Bridges.
I know this road like the back of my hand.
Beans.
Yeah, you drove down there.
This is where we usually go squatching up in here.
Up there. Now we're going to the bottom part of the property. So there's the 3 levels.
Down to what was the veggie garden?
There's
Bump.
a big bump.
Oh, you don't even feel it.
What the hell? We've got shocks.
And that rock.
Do you have your own machine? No, it's ours.
Sweet.
All right. So see, you got A lot of hills around there. You got your trees, and it gives you an idea. And I'm telling you, there's 3 levels. It's a trip how the layout is there. And let's take another view. Let's go to the way to the top part where I'm telling you there's a ridge and a lot of just the vibes and sounds and stuff that were happening. Even like trees would get pushed over or fall over somehow. I've seen them happen several times. It wasn't on windy days. And yeah, there's, dead trees and stuff and natural stuff does happen, but it was happening so often that it was kind of weird. So Van Gold, got Van Gold in the house. Happy rising. Good morning. Good night. Welcome. So yeah, little peek there, and then so we're gonna head to the top part of the property. Give you a view up there, and there's stuff that's happened back there. I was trying to find this particular video that happened when we uh shot this vid here. We're kind of scouting around, and some weird stuff happened, and we'll pull that up one of these days because it's a trippy one, and it's on the channel. So let's check this one out. There's a mirror dog. And so our friend that was driving the side by side, that was our neighbor, fully trust her. And she's the one from Mount Shasta that I was mentioning. Here we got the Humboldt fog rolling in.
We're checking out the areas where we see the orbs.
So yeah, I'm mentioning the orbs. I'm showing the areas where some of the orbs pop up, and
a lot of farmland, a lot of open hills, but a lot of woods too. Let's see.
forget what freaking iPhone that was, but it used to be super loud on the Zoom.
Beside me here, we got woods.
And so yeah, you just no one to bother you. You're free to do what you want. So
Yeah,
that's
we
why I
just
know,
hiked up
a
to
lot
the
of the
ridge.
stuff wasn't people. And believe me,
Checking
people
a few
don't let
things out.
people be on their property out there for sure. And I
And,
know
I'm sure the orbs will be out
the rest of
today.
the country's like that, but especially up this way.
This fog is coming in.
Girl, welcome. Yeah, feel free to take a nap and chat. It is 420 friendly as well. And I don't mind drinks. So, yeah, something about this land there, super beautiful, Bigfoot country. And so we'll go ahead. That's to give you guys an idea of where these lights are popping up and what they look like. And let's see, let's go ahead and start with a good one. So the orb activity. So I was focusing on the Bigfoot stuff, getting going online. We actually had internet service there, although we were uh call it let's see here, where am I at? Where's BD at? How do I gotta remove myself? Remove the video. What was I saying? Yeah, I was saying something, but we'll check out another vid here. Let's see if I can find them. My vid's at, all right, at the stage. Yeah, I totally spaced out on what was I, what I was chatting about there. Excuse me.
Little past 7:30, I believe.
So that's the orb there. That's a good one.
And I'm actually a lot lower than I usually am when I record these things. So it looks really bright this time. Got a good view of it. It's
Awesome,
acting like its
Monisha.
normal self.
Yeah,
You
when I
get
drove
real
through
bright and then kind of blurs out. And
Oklahoma, it reminded me
the more you
of
stare
there.
at it, it tends to bounce around sometimes. Right now it's stationary, it seems, and it's at its usual location.
And this was, oh yeah. So I think I was saying this is almost every night if the weather or conditions would let. And so I was having what I was feeling was Bigfoot
This is a good sign.
activity,
It might be good tonight.
sounds, weird stuff going on, and of
I'll
course
set
the
up a few
wildlife
things
stuff.
up. I
But
got the game cams
so I was
out
getting deeper
for
into the
what it's
Bigfoot
worth, and
stuff, and
the
as I was
flares are
getting
charged up, and got the
more
audio
into it,
recorder ready to go.
this activity started popping up on the property. And it was at the same time that I was learning
So
about
yeah,
some sort of possible connection between orbs and Bigfoot. And I was just like, whoa. So for me, this was kind of like, in my mind, it was some sort of almost confirmation because I was kind of questioning the idea. And yeah, very odd stuff started to happen with this stuff. And so I started to really focus on the orbs as well. And here's another video. Let's see, what do we have here? All right, I think that something gets thrown.
did you hear that? Did you hear that?
All right, so I want to explain something here. So I was checking out the light there, and I believe that's probably one of the orbs. It doesn't look spherical, but I was focusing on something there, and I felt like something was thrown. You could hear it lands very much near me. I don't know what it was. Either could have been anything, acorn, a rock, or something, stick. But and I'm probably talking to my queen, someone. I'm asking someone if they heard that. I don't think I'm talking to the camera, but as I'm asking, did you hear that? There's what I could hear is like a low something like, and it's in between. I'll play it a couple more times. You might be able to pick it up, but this is something maybe I have to do some work and audio boost it. But I do hear something, and let's just check it out. But this was an interesting little clip, and there's more clips like this. There's another one where it was just like felt like it was I was getting rained on by like acorns, and they're all like landing around the house, but it wasn't acorns, or it was, but it wasn't like natural falling of acorns. I think stuff was being thrown, and the dog was on alert. I have a dog there who was an awesome hill dog, and she let me know when stuff was happening, and there was times where she would act weird, and I'd be like, something's up. Let's run this again. Wild man salute. The mango, and I got pig.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I hear some sort of a whisper, like, something like that. Ah, just one of those weird ones. Uh, yeah, there's a short little video clip there. I don't know. Why I stopped recording after that. Should have kept it running. But let's run another one here. We got another one lined up. Hope everyone's having a good night.
Again, as usual, like a star. And this one's a little above a valley floor. I would say that's maybe I don't know, it's a hill over. It actually gave me the chills earlier. Just because it seemed so close.
We had this amazing deck there. It was almost like a 360. It was a 360 deck. It went all around the house. It was second floor had a partial little deck too that gave me a higher view. And yeah, it was just a great view of those areas. I really had a perfect platform.
I just hope it's something positive. Yeah, I gotta get a camera soon. I have the old Canon I was using, but don't have it with me.
That one has a second one kind of appearing almost next to it, if you notice. So it's like a sphere, and behind it there is a second one, and I had that happen several times. Sometimes a second and third one would pop up in the area. Here's another. Let's see.
Headed up the hill and I spotted this orb here.
This one's really interesting too.
A really big, bright one. I'm fully zoomed in with my phone. And I just seen some green lights pop up. I'm hoping they...
Yeah, wild man, old videos here, bro.
Show themselves again.
Salute, Kaiju. Hey, see that? What the heck is going on there?
It seems to be very close, and I see some weird stuff going on with it. I'm not sure you see that there, but
the old car mimic, huh? See, this one I thought it was a car mimic 2 or a car, possibly, because I was headed up
very strange
the hill, but you know, it wasn't.
It was about 4 or 5 green bright lights.
Yep, seen those lights before that.
Up for like 2 seconds and they turned off. It's very strange.
I actually used to DJ, like I would set up my turntable
my truck right now, so you might hear
on the deck and play out into the hills. And my intention was to play for the Sasquatch. You know, I play some dubstep, reggae, all types of stuff. I play all types of music.
This orb right now, this one's like down towards in the valley.
Kaiju.
Maybe half a mile away.
What's up, Rod?
Mile? See that there? That's kind of weird. I don't know what that is. Seems like almost like something walking in front of it. Not sure what that is, but I know it's one of the orbs for sure.
So are you guys
doing that
really Kaiju bright, this is about, man, 5, 6
that they do.
I want to say maybe 7, 8 years ago now. I don't know, bro. It's weird. I have this my time is kind of all blurred, but it's possible that it's that long. Maybe 7 Wildman remembers some of this. Look, 18 2018, 2019. Okay. And I gotta check the dates on some of my lives as well. I know some of them possibly go back a little further. But yeah, I still feel very new to this. Um, Although I know that it's been several years also. So it's like a not a new thing, with me capturing strange lights and stuff. So, some of the stuff that I'm capturing now uh does remind me of these orbs, and then yeah, just the other objects is yeah, it doesn't surprise me that, so I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, I'm not new, but I feel new still. I know there's guys that have been in the field and been doing this a long time. So, I always got to keep that in mind, and definitely, uh, yeah, just respect those cats that have been doing it a lot longer. Let's see here. Firewater. You had orb spawn to you last year in Forest Grove, Oregon. Is that northern or southern Oregon? And there's so much more of Oregon I'd like to explore. Let's see. Yeah, it's not a full name change. It's my handle is still Brown Dwarf 4200. So, it's still Brown Dwarf, but just switching it up because a lot of people yeah, have no idea that I'm into Bigfoot, and Bigfoot's one of my favorite topics, if not my favorite topic. Um when they see the name of the channel. So I figured maybe if I threw Bigfoot in there, maybe it might uh interest some other folks, so we'll see. But yeah, no, the handle's still Brown Dwarf, aka Bigfoot Dwarf, aka BD, aka you know me. Yeah. So let's see. Let's we got another one here since we're on the video trip. So what do you guys think? I mean, you guys are experiencing some of this. And it's being talked about a whole lot uh, in the field, especially nowadays. Even back then, it was starting to be talked about, and I know it was already a thing. And but to me, it was like a new thing. It was like, oh yeah, people are starting to talk about this, and the mentions of it. But now it's just like a whole lot more, which I'm glad because it is a thing, and even a lot of guys that aren't into the more of the paranormal stuff, I've heard guys mention that, yeah, they've experienced strange lights while investigating, Bigfoot. um so yeah, definitely something to jot down. And then there's the others that push it a lot more, where yeah, they talk about that it is them, and there's native tribes that talked about it. So definitely something to consider. Yeah, when it comes to like the native folklore and the tales and their teachings, I pay attention for sure. There's something there, and to look past that type of stuff would be, in my mind, foolish. Anyway, let's check this one out. Generators running in the back. See, they would dim out like that. It all dim, 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 and brighten up power up.
Could
Sometimes they
be a
would just
cow in the
bleed.
background. Oh, the dog's going off for sure, but there's been some cows around.
Yeah, the cows. We had cow issues. I've shared a gnarly story about the
Yeah, I'd
cow
love
issue.
to speak to some of the ranchers, see if they got missing cows. I know a lot of them are free range around here. So they roam around. Let's go see if we could spot. Here's the other orb up here.
I'm gonna try to queue up another one here. Looks like. Looking out of
I think it's
focus.
looking like that because it might be out of focus, but maybe not.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm picking that one up. And so, yeah, another thought is, could these orbs have something to do with the missing people? Because the orbs seem to be tied to other things as well. People say the Fae, fairy. And to me, I consider them UFOs because they do fly. And we'll check that out in a moment here. I've seen them move. A lot of times they'd be stationary.
Ask them about any possible encounters with anything weird, like these lights.
Anyway,
let's see if we could get this blue one over here.
Let's see.
Which is in a
definitely not picking it up here, but
opposite direction of all the others. I'm fully zoomed in. Let's see if I could zoom out first.
That zoom used to be annoying as hell. I forget what is that iPhone? What was that? An 8, 9 or something? Yeah. So definitely. Yeah, the whole UAP thing, I don't really use that too much. I mean, I'll use it as hashtag sometimes, but I'm not a like, oh, it's UAPs. And there's the mention. What up, Elfo? Yeah, I'm totally fumbling on this one. At least we got a little action in the beginning. We're gonna run to another clip, and hopefully it's the one I think it is. Oh no!
You see this one? It's dimming.
So we had a pond on the property.
On really bright.
This is over by the pond and the yurt.
I've also been getting whistles. I don't know if it's some sort of bird that's up at this hour. It's pretty late. It's past 10 o'clock. And I'm really wanting to capture it.
Yeah, Kaiju, this is all on our old property. I was explaining in the beginning, so Southern Humboldt. This is basically out of the house. Like I would come out of the house, sit on the deck, and these orbs would pop up. And I showed the land earlier to give you an idea what it looks like. And the first Bigfoot sighting was on this property. So we were having this orb activity as well as like
there's definitely something up with these.
I was talking about the wood knocks, trees being pushed over. I seen trees fall over on their own, and I had it happen several times. So I think it was more than a coincidence. Natural, maybe, yeah, several times, but there's several other times.
Are a little hard to get on cue. trees are in the way. This one is right at the top of the ridge line. It was at the top of the trees, and now it's a little above the trees, I want to say. Heard something there. It might be a cow. A few dogs barking.
And remind me to tell you the cow story later.
That's
I
way
have
out of the
shared it.
valley.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully I was trying to pull that clip up. There's a really short one that will kind of show that. Hopefully I do have it here. So I'll have to go
It's me
through the
twitching
videos
around.
and we'll check that out. What up, Hillbilly? How the herbs? That's me moving
I'm
there.
getting tired.
That orb was
I'll
pretty
hold steady
stationary,
for a
but
little longer.
they would be in one place, but they would dance around in that particular area. They do this like I always explain, like it's like imagine a wiffle ball
Yeah, the
with
phone's
air
doing not
being
too
blown
bad
under it. So it does this weird like
as far as
almost like
sounds like these.
what would you say? Not wobbly, but like
Yeah, with my
it's
own
just
eyes
not
right now, it's
steady.
getting
It's
real
weird,
blurry.
almost like
The
dancey
camera's not
type
picking it up, but it looks
movement.
looks
It's really weird.
blurry and bright. I wish it would pick it up.
Happy harvest. Oh, yeah. Happy harvest. Enjoy. That's a crucial, critical moment there too, you know? Be sure you dry it right, cure it right.
Hear that? That'd be coyotes.
And I felt that these orbs would focus on me. Like when I focused on it, it's almost like there was this, almost like I talked this telepathic type of communication. Because I mean, I wasn't. Sometimes I would speak out loud and like ask it things, but it was almost like I was asking it things in my mind, and I wouldn't, hear like any voice back or anything like that. But I would get certain feelings sometimes, and sometimes I'd be out there staring at it so long I would get a little spooked out because the 411 phenomenon would come to mind, and knowing that these things could maybe be abducting people. So I would be like, shit, let me go inside the house really quick. Like, we always feel that safety inside a tent or a house or your blanket fort or whatever. Whoa. But yeah, I'd go inside the house for a little bit and kind of like chill out and like get it together, and then eventually I'd head back out there and go do it. So a lot of this footage would be, maybe 2, 3 in the morning, all different hours at the night. A lot of it was late night. There was a couple of times where I felt like I was woken up, and I'd look outside, and sure enough, they're right there. So it became just a regular, normal thing. I'd show my queen, and she was like, "Oh yeah," she'd look at it and she didn't have that interest in it like I did. I was fascinated. I'm like, "Wow, this is all going down here at the house. This is amazing." So it's like, I didn't really have to go out into the field, and so just was able to really, and it feels like the same way at the shop. It's kind of like I don't have to go far. I just go outside of the shop, and there's like weird stuff happening up in the skies there, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, this little gold mine we hit. and I'm sure for some of you it's like that as well. Oh yeah, yeah. I was never able. I don't think I've ever point at the time. I didn't have any laser pointers or anything like that. Never pointed any lights at it. Um, and then as far as like when we've gone sky watching, there was this one lady one time, and she's out of Mexico. Her husband's American, and she's Mexican, but they come back and forth, and they're hardcore sky watchers. They have following and websites and the whole thing. Super cool people, and yeah, she was explaining to people one time at a UFO gathering. We'd have these small little group gatherings at parks and stuff here. She was telling people not to be pointing the lasers directly at them. Yeah, you could like point around them, but not directly. And then there's people that do it. And I see people. I have friends that capture stuff like what is it, Florida real UFOs. He gets tons of orbs like consistently. And I haven't and I mentioned him the other night. I haven't heard from him still. Hopefully you're well, but haven't seen him post anything. But yeah, he'll point them directly at him and stuff. And from what I've heard and know, I haven't heard anything bad happen to him yet. or hopefully it doesn't, but you never know. So I take that precaution and don't point it. Who wants a laser pointed at them? All right. StreamYard Elf, huh? Right on. See Lovey Love. I know Lovey Love's down to jump on. I was gonna hit you up, Van Gold, to see if you wanted to jump on tonight. I'm gonna have to get you on one of these nights too. Just like random. And so yeah, let's see if we could find that one in particular where nope, it's not that one. Oh, here we go. This is it, you guys. So uh stop it right here. Kaiju earlier was asking if some of the audio stuff that I was mentioning that I was pertaining to possibly Bigfoot um was let's see here, was was any of that happening during the orb activity, I believe is what he was asking. And I was saying yes. So in this clip here, you're gonna see I was actually draining the main vein, which is one of the best things to do when you're living out in places like that, is that you don't have to go, into a restroom or some outhouses. You could go pee anywhere, right? I love that. But so I was doing my thing, and luckily I was, always had the camera in hand, and so but when I had my sighting, it was weird. I had my camera next to me and I didn't reach it for some weird reason. So anyway, I was doing my business. The dog was, I think, next to me, and I start seeing. I notice a orb at the top of the ridge, and it was in the sky. And I start looking at it, so I start recording, and sure enough, the orb starts zigzagging down towards the ridge, and kind of ducks behind the ridge. Now, soon after that, you're gonna hear what sounds like possible vocal or something. Maybe it might sound like a bark of some sort. And I don't think it wasn't my dog, and I don't think it was a neighbor's dog, but we'll run this clip several times to see if you pick it up. The unfortunate thing is that I cut the video because I was done with my business, and so I cut the video right after that, and I think that's what happened there. But anyway, it's right at the end of the clip is the possible audio, and that's another clip that we'll have to work on and get that audio boosted to see if that's what's really there. But I'm sure it's there. This is also a video that I've already posted, and yeah, a lot of times when I post stuff, there's stuff that I hear, and at the time, I didn't have uh what I could do now. Now I could boost audio levels. What's up, Smurfy? Not sure if I said what's up earlier. Where you at? Um, and now I could do little things that I wasn't able to do before. Before I just, did what I could with what I have, and still doing that. But now we're a little more upgraded, and like I said, I'm working on a video clip that someone sent me with some amazing audio and some timestamps, and almost done with that. I'll have to once I'm done with it, I'm gonna return that to cameras tripping over here. What's up with the camera? Let's see. Back to AI mode. You gotta give it the how you at. Oops. There we go. All right. And so if the gentleman approves of what I my remix of his content, then we'll be able to post that on the channel. So fingers crossed, and I feel super excited and I feel optimistic about him letting us share that. And there's already a version, you guys, of it out. RMSO posted one, and the reason why I'm working on it and it got uh, shot my way is because it's from our area up in NorCal. So, and the gentleman who captured it actually is a well-respected person in the community. So super cool. And so you guys keep your fingers crossed too that we get to check this out. And if you're really interested, you could let me know and I'll let you know what RMSO vid it is. What else? So we're gonna run this clip here also, gave you a little heads up on it. Um, yeah, while I'm this kind of popped into mind, I seen the Eric over at Palace. Eric over at Media Palace posted a super interesting video today. Wild man, I'm not sure if you peeped that, but he's been getting was it FOIA, Freedom of Information Acts on certain files pertaining to Bigfoot and stuff. So he's doing super interesting work there. And best of luck to Eric. And Eric, if you hear this, if there's anything I could do to help out, and there actually is a little something. Someone immediately contacted me after because I shared Eric's video, and they want to get him on for a show. And it sounds like it's a go. And I won't mention who it is. Let that be a surprise. And hopefully that works out. They're trying to make that happen today, but I think it's a little short notice. So maybe that is bubbling in the works. So some interesting Bigfootery going on for 2025 already, y'all. And man, what a way to end it with those two guys. Condolences once again. And man, if we could only get the details of what happened there, what really happened to those two Bigfooters up in Washington, Skamania County. And another interesting thing while we're talking Skamania County is Cliff Barackman posted a video, was it yesterday? Pretty late yesterday. And it's of some Skamania County tracks. So check that out over on his channel. And that's what is it? The North American Bigfoot Center, I think is the YouTube channel to that. And so what do you know? Fresh tracks and fresh activity in town in Skamania County. And then you have this recent incident out in the Gifford Pinchot, Gifford Pinchot. Yeah, something, man, that Gifford Pinchot really calls me, and I know there's some strange stuff going on there. So definitely high on the list. And if anyone's been there or know of any strange going ons out of the Gifford Pinchot, and I know the surrounding areas too for sure, but That Gifford Pinchot keeps popping up, y'all. So don't forget that name. A lot more plane crashes happening. Interesting stuff. SOR, they're talking about all this stuff with Drew Banky earlier tonight towards the end of the show, and they didn't mention the fog. I thought that was kind of interesting. Fog was definitely an issue. Don't forget, don't get fogged up. Don't let that fog let you forget that the fog happened. Keep talking about the fog, y'all. Anyway, here we go. Run it. All right. So you see the orb kind of cruising down towards the ridge there, and then towards the end, you hear this almost like a howl bark type thing. So here we go. Tell me you heard that. Cool, kaiju. You hear that? And then you got the orb going down at the same time, which is very, very odd. And you can see it is kind of moving, kind of it looks like zigzaggy in a way, kind of whoop, 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 making its way down to the ridge. And let me tell you, I've seen these things like literally like in a movie. Look like a movie or something, like orbs floating through the woods, like some whole like some ghostly ish, you know? Some where we at? Where's my sensor? Some and it was just like, whoa, this stuff is real. Happens. And let's see if we could run that again, you guys. Oh no, here we go. I lost it.
Headed up the hill and I spotted this.
Nope. Where you at? Here we are. And it, it could be that it's wildlife. It could be some sort of, who knows? But there's been many times where there's been strange vocals from there, and I do believe these things could mimic. And also, I think the fact that the orb is present and doing that, yeah, the weird things will happen. There was one time I was recording the orbs, and I had a hoodie on, and this is all on the property there, you guys. We all this stuff, all these video clips from the property, and there's a bunch more. I had a hoodie on, and it's late night, and I'm recording. I'm outside and focused on the orb, and picture this: like if someone came and pulled the hoodie off of your head, just like that. Yeah, I'll say it again. I was there hoodied up. It was a big hoodie too, big old Carhartt hoodie. And I'm there recording, and like if someone came from the back and just pulled it really hard, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And we got that on video, so what is going on there? And it was kind of like I didn't feel like a negative. Like I was more surprised. I didn't get. Here we go, all aboard. Y'all got your tickets. Get your tickets. Yeah, it was a trippy one that time, and yeah, I didn't feel like scared or anything because they're good luck. Where you gonna run? You run to L.A. Where you gonna go? You're in the hills. You can't run. You can run inside the house, but I think whatever it is could make its way in there. And I don't think I ever had anything like there was probably stuff in the house at times here and there, but never anything that like I seen like an orb, one of those things actually inside the house. or really nearby. They always pretty much kept their distance. There's talks of you should never follow them and stuff like that. I did feel interested in finding out and seeing and looking uh much closer. Here we go. But I hear also if you do follow them that they go much further and further and further and could lead you to something not good. Cliff, your demise. What do you guys think? Weird stuff, y'all. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of do this too because I always refer to these moments, and a lot of people uh, haven't seen these videos. Some of you have, um, but yeah, just a little insight into some of my experiences there, and thank goodness for our cameras and gadgets and stuff, and we're able to document some of this stuff. And this is what I love doing, is to be able to document these strange experiences
Really big,
that we
bright.
have and people are having. um yeah, it's a real thing. And I know a lot of times when we talk and share these things, a lot of times, it sounds like BS. And so, I think it's important that we have these types of receipts and stuff to be able to back up what we're saying. And yeah, no, I appreciate you all hanging out and checking this out. What's up? What's going on, Bango? See here. Boom. And so yeah, you guys have any stories or experiences like that? And especially if you have receipts to go along with it, I'd love to talk to you. And yeah, the stuff is still happening. The environment's changed. I'm in the concrete jungle now, but we still have strange things happening. So to me, I do believe in hotspots, but yeah, I think also that the phenomenon is everywhere, and it's just a matter of tapping in. And yeah, I feel a lot of you are definitely connected, and I feel everyone is capable and able to do this. And it's awesome to see others, that really uh, get out there and come back with data and stuff like that to share with the rest of us. Kaiju. I don't know where to check out. I remember, I guess you were getting interviewed when I seen a lot of the tracks that you have shared, and I was blown away by them. I was like, wow, those are amazing. So I know you're definitely onto something. I feel I could sense, and this is just my feelings and stuff, that you just kind of have that, call it that juju, that mojo, that gift the gab, that you just got it. I could feel it, and yeah, I can't wait to get out in the field with you. And I don't know if you spoke to Tate. Tate called me earlier today, kind of gave me a little bit of some sad news, but yeah, hopefully you got a hold of him, and we will hopefully be linking up later this year. It's exciting to say that already. We're moving so fast, and already planning for things. And yeah, usually when I get invited to do something, for the most part, I follow through. So God willing, the stars will align for us, and we can get out there. Because yeah, it's awesome to see when forces combine and you know make some magic happen. What up, Smurfy? Right? It's moving hella fast, super fast. It's mind blowing, and they've always told us the older we get, the faster things get, and it seems to be true. Did anyone check out the Simpsons predictions for 2025? I was kind of tapping into that earlier today. It was interesting. I'll probably check the rest of that out. Um, yeah, weird stuff. How the Simpsons do that. And speaking of the Simpsons, back in the day when I was out here, there was a needed a job at the time, and there was a friend of ours, an older friend of ours that uh he actually he for a time he worked actually at Skunk Works, and I forget exactly what he did there, but I remember him bringing home like this poster of the B-2 bomber when it first came out and stuff. And anyway, he ended up helping me out with a job painting some offices at the time, and some of those offices were some of the animators for The Simpsons. Uh, and so yeah, I got to see like their cubicles and all their art supplies, and so we were painting those offices, and it was funny. In the restroom, you'd go to the restroom, and there'd be Simpson graffiti. So they would draw like Simpson characters and like whatever, have it say some funny thing, and yeah, super cool to check that out. Um, what else is going on? So I mentioned John Levi. You guys, you're into the old world. He's got a video up, and then we had an event. Um, next to the shop is the space that we got, and the guys had a dry event tonight, dry party. So no alcohol, which is cool. It's an event for people that are on that that whole trip. And yeah, they had the taco guy outside, and I guess they were gonna have live music, and they were setting up. I was gonna go live and show you guys, and I didn't. But yeah, there's some other stuff happening outside the shop that it's just some typical Los Angeles Saturday night type deal. But yeah, I had a pretty good day, so that was cool. What else? I'm trying to think of some other highlights. Anyone have some interesting highlights from today? No highlights from today? Anyone? Maggie in the house. What's up? What is going on? So Hillbilly recently watched The Simpsons White Party episode. So crazy. I haven't seen that one, man. I'll have to check that out. Maggie brought burritos and tacos from down under. How's the Mexican food out there, Maggie? Hopefully, I would imagine it's good. Do you have Mexican? She's like, we don't have Mexican food out here. I'm sure there is. Not authentic, really. Hmm. We'll have to switch that up. I think that'd be a great business out there. Any Mexican food anywhere. Some really good stuff. And it varies so much. Mexico's so huge. There's so many different types of different dishes and variations on stuff. It's amazing. One love, Lavera. Good to see you. Hope you're well. We just kind of went through some videos here, checking out some strange activity. Not sure if you caught any of that. Oh yeah, look, you were way up here. Uh-oh, you didn't hear anything. The third time. Let's see. Let's give it a shot again. This one, let's see. Add the stage. Nope.
Um,
sure if you caught that, Lavera, but there it goes. And so what? Tomorrow's Sunday, so 11 a.m. Small Town Monsters should be featuring something. I usually tap into that. It's part of my Sunday schedule. So that's 11 Pacific. Um, and usually I see kaiju there. I don't see a lot of you. It's interesting. The chat there gets a whole other crowd, and a lot of the people that I would imagine I would see there, I usually don't. So if you're not aware, check out Small Town Monsters if you're into some Sasquatchiness. Ah, your phone is sucky. Oh, no problem. No, no, no. It's not the great. I mean, yeah, it's a short clip. We're gonna work on that, extend it, boost the levels, play with it a bit, and remix it and reserve it out there for folks to check it out. Having a conversation with Puck Elf there. Yeah, the orb is pretty cool. I like that one, and it goes to show you because I've seen those things shoot up from the ground up into the sky, and that one I would imagine in my mind, I think that one dropped into the forest, and and I've talked about how these things look like stars. They look like stars when they're on the ground, and they look like stars when they're up in the sky. So if that thing were just to sit still there, you'd totally mistake it for a star. And I've seen that. I've had it happen to me before where I'm looking at an object and I think it's a star. And all of a sudden, it'll either start doing that dancing motion, like I said, but I've seen planets do that as well. One time we were being kind of fooled and I kind of questioned it was it really Venus, but it does this weird kind of dancing thing, gets bright, just like I'm describing these orbs. But yet I've seen these orbs completely move and take off and disappear and move like you've seen that video clip there too. So I really question stars sometimes. We got Elfo here. Yep, I know Van's talking to Van Gold and Pucky Elfo. He's handing out fives and hugs. Yeah, I appreciate it, Lavera. Yeah, I feel like, I have a lot of good captures like that, and a lot of it's, uh, shared out there. But I think the thing to do is, once again, like I'm talking about remixing and really trying to bring the most out of these clips is to, yeah, also the format you're presenting it in, and I'm like, duh, like I should have been taking a lot more time with my stuff. Although, yeah, I could post it right away, because I like to post stuff while it's fresh, while it's, you know, as soon as possible, while it's happening, while that energy, that feeling is still there. And that's how it goes, when I post, it's usually pretty much almost like in a, I would just say a chronological order. Um, but yeah, now we could remix a lot of this stuff and try to really bring the most out of it, like I said. And yeah, presenting it in a format more like, doesn't have to be like a full on documentary, but there's a lot more I could see. Like I'm really starting to look how people edit and produce their stuff, and there's a lot of stuff you could add in to kind of spice stuff up, and or if you want to fluff stuff up, learning about like B-roll and yeah, just different things, intros, outros, the fading into different clips and sequencing and almost like producing music too in a way. And I mean like, for me producing music, I would use drum machines and keyboards and stuff like that. And it kind of reminds me of that in a way too. So Yeah, so have some sort of experience with doing something similar. And then in the beginning, there was some video clips that I was kind of like putting together, and I kind of fell off of that. I don't know. I think I stopped kind of using my computer at the time. It was kind of weird. It's kind of all over the place. I say I'm an organized mess. So synthesizers, your thing, right on. Love synthesizers. You ever watch the Moog documentary? You know who Moog is, the brand Moog. They make synthesizers. There's a really cool documentary you can find on YouTube also on Moog. Where we at? Yeah, and it's interesting to see all of a sudden, because I'm open to all types of, EDM, underground hip hop, you name it. And as it's like in hip hop, producing music, sampling is a thing where you sample a small clip of something and use that, in your production. And so the thing is in underground hip hop, now it's all over the place, but for underground hip hop heads, it used to be a thing to go crate digging, right? Wild man. You go break out the parts. Yeah, dude, we need to upload some more sample sounds, effect sounds here, and that's gonna be one of them for sure. Wow, man. Um, yeah, digging in the crates. You would go out and dig in your parents' crates. Usually, is what it was. You'd go through your parents' records and look for that little sample, a loop. Um, And so the thing was to go out and collect different types of samples, and the way you do that is by collecting different types of records, which would open uh your music world, because at the time, even for me, I was just narrow minded and would just focus on underground hip hop music. But when you learn where the music is coming from and where these samples are coming from, it's like, oh yeah, the original, where did this come from? And then you start getting into where stuff is being uh got from. And yeah, no, so you learn about that, and that really opened my mind to different types of music. And so I love just about everything. Ha ha ha, native boom bap that the Squatches only bob to head to that word. Yeah, there's something about the boom bap, it's like, yeah, it goes back to, I'm sure it's like a primitive thing, something in the soul. Yeah, so the guys did, but it wasn't I just thought it wasn't the greatest choice of music, but that's up to the guys. And the guys do play some cool music. There's some really funny songs that they've played up in that area. Um, but yeah, no, I think something more just more rootsy, I think would be good for that. Something, maybe some native drums, some flutes or something like that. Yeah, flute players. Um, yeah, you got to have that positive vibe, I think, because I mean, you could go out there with a non-positive vibe, put that out there, and yeah, good luck. I don't want to be camping out while you're doing some crazy stuff that could upset something. Um, and I don't know. They played some interesting music, Ron and Tate, and they did their little laser shows. So they do this laser show. We did it down at Onion Lake, and the laser goes with the music. So it's super cool to check out. And we were doing that to see if we could attract anything. And yeah, unfortunately, Ron's car alarm went off a couple times, which is kind of weird. And then yeah, the music was a little off. And we've done that laser thing a couple times, never really gotten any responses to it, but just cool to watch. But I think if we were to try some more tribal music and then put out a positive intention, I think, yeah, that's a big thing is your intention. And, you hear more people talk about it. And yeah, it's a thing, you know, you hear more people talk about energies and yeah, it sounds, what do they say, cliche. Um, but no, it's a thing. It's a thing. I believe it. And yeah, I think that's definitely a key and a ticket there. Having maybe a group meditation or something like that. We haven't really done anything like that. Um, I have done some just solo meditating up there. It's super cool. This time around, I took a drum, did a little bit of drumming. Didn't get any response, but it was still nice to have that moment and yeah, I still think about it too now when I close my eyes. I could take myself to that little spot where I pulled out and drummed a little bit, and it's just a good thought, brings good feelings. But yeah, no, I've had that done before. So with the orb thing and all this other stuff, I've learned that, yeah, I feel like, I put a certain intention out and I get a certain response. And it doesn't always happen, but for the most part, I think it does. And not only with this stuff, but with other things. So something to keep in mind if you don't believe in that. Yeah, and I just don't think you could be, I mean, I guess they're out there. There's people that are punks and go out and do shit their way and with no respect um and they could get results, but it's really not the results I would want. Yeah, you would want to maybe develop a positive relationship with whatever it is you're interacting with. Definitely don't want to piss anything off. Um I don't like even pissing people off. That's scary in itself. So, let alone some weird uh thing you don't know you're dealing with. So, where could you send me a link? Maybe post it if it's a private one. You could send it. You could post a link here. You could post links here, and but you don't have. I see you don't have. So let's try this out. I'm gonna go into the chat here. I'm gonna go into the chat here and try to see several you don't have. Boom. All right. Sent you a tool there, Smurfy. So you could share links now. And Lavera is Russell still in here? Not sure if Russell is still. Sweet Pea, what's up? Been trying to pay attention to chat as much as possible. This is a job. I see. You gotta stay on top of the chats here, and it's. I'm learning. Yeah, it's kind of a little surprise. We've been doing these late random live hangout pop-up chats. And Sweet Pea will hand you a tool as well, Firewater. You're still in here, and I'm trusting you all. And yeah, however, if there's a special spot to check out your stuff, Kaiju, share that out, man. Sweet Pea there. Add you on the team here. Right on. So cool. I'm glad I could tap into chat here like this. We got Puck Elf with a comment there. Who knows what's going on with him? Someone was able to get that. I see you guys are exercising your tools here. And yeah, if need be, if he needs to get chopped, boom, Benny Loco got him. Woo! Got Benny Loco in the house. Coming in from right field with the zap. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but if need be, if someone needs to get chopped, y'all get the chopping, and you can decide that. For the most part here, we do, we clown around, we throw jokes, but we don't get nasty like that, and unless need be. And you got Smurfy posting the link there, you guys. Not sure what that's about, but look, this is a wrap. Smurfy rope for a fishing channel that started their crabbing season. All right. First wrap, so don't judge harshly. Right on, Smurfy. That's super cool, bro. I know Wild Man will check that out. Yeah, definitely. Wild Man, that's always accepted. But yeah, no, I've seen things happen with Puck Elf before, and who knows what's going on in his mind. We wish him the best, but yeah, and hopefully no one here was offended by what he said. I don't know who he was aiming that to, or if people were. You guys should have been able to see that since you're all moderators, but yeah, we ain't gonna get like that here tonight. Keep it irie. Yes. Yeah, man. Light it up. Good vibes only. Scene. Earlier tonight we had homie Kyle over at Encrypted Connections. He went live. He's got his little setup. Can't wait to do a little chop up with him. And he had his hair did. He had the nice braids going on. I forget the style that you call it, but when I looked at him, I'm like, man, Sean Paul, just give me the light. Sean Paul is looking like Kyle. So watch out, Kyle, because you got Sean Paul coming around looking like you, brother, looking sharp. Shout out to Kyle. Yes, What's up, Van Gold? Who knows? But don't let it touch you. Put your Van Gold on. Yeah, I have no idea, but it doesn't matter. It shouldn't touch anyone. So don't even think it's you. Could have been aimed at me for all I know. But we burn fire upon that. Burn fire upon that, man. Yes. Anything else happening for Sunday? We are going to be opening up shop, and we'll see the aftermath of the event too. Hopefully I won't be having to do major cleanup. We got Hillbilly Herb here, chiefing like a chief, as he should. Let's see, Sweet Pea. Is anyone interested in Atlantis And Twaoi Stone, I encourage a dark journalist's latest vid. So is that the name of the channel? Dark Journalist? Feel free to share the channel here. Oh yeah, you see? See? Yeah, you don't want to get me suspended. Yeah, thank you for taking care of that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it gets tough, especially up north once the weather, kicks in. I know it could, and I would imagine you're further up north, so the weather gets gnarlier. It just makes it, yeah, a little more difficult maybe to get out to certain places, I would imagine. And I would imagine you don't have to go far there, Kaiju? I mean, you're basically in Bigfoot country as well, so you could just step outside just about anywhere. I don't know if you're in town or in a bigger city or tiny town or you're in the hills outskirts, but yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got to be safe out there, especially knowing what just happened. So safety first, no matter what you're doing, folks. And yeah, who knows? We might have to ban Elfo. Elfo's been banned many a times from different channels, and I kind of gave him a chance. Like, all right, you know. But there's a lot of stuff I don't respond to him about because I don't know what the hell he's talking about all the time. Yeah, I normally do stay up this late. There have been a few days where I do knock out early, just depending on how the body's feeling. We stayed up pretty late last night, and I got up thankfully on time. Got my butt to work on time, and yeah, I think that the holidays kind of did a little setback for me. And I noticed that I've been talking about the vibe outside the shop seemed calm, although there's always some crazy, weird madness going on, but it just seemed like everyone was like, I don't know, I guess hungover or something from New Year's or something. There's this strange calm. But yeah, for the most part, I'm a night owl for sure. I feel more active at night. I feel like my thoughts, I get more creative. Although I've heard I was hearing something about you should do those things more during the day though. Forget, my brother put me onto something. I was just like, "What?" I'm like, "No, I like the night vibes. I feel more creative and stuff at night." But let's see. I remember one time during my 2018, 2019 live streams, I said something like, "I feel like someone else is out there is documenting structure." Oh, it was wild, man. Ha ha. What do you know? And yeah, dude, it's amazing. Wildman also recently posted some videos, and he's like Hasselhoff. I picture him like Baywatch, the intro of Baywatch, but he's farting. And and he finds some amazing structures on the beaches, you guys, which is a thing that I kind of fell into up in Northern California, looking into stick structures and Bigfoot, what we think uh Bigfoot structures. And I do believe there is something to the structures. And I know some of you aren't fan of the structures. But yeah, it's something like the orbs, once again, that we can't you gotta keep it in the pocket there too, man, and not in the back pocket because there's something going on with that stuff. Uh yeah, whatever doesn't kill you, right? Lovey love. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Word up. Is that your hours, Kaiju? You up in your little lab, bubbling some projects? I know you're a big movie buff too. Like you're into, what is it? The sci-fi Are you an anime guy also? But I know you like a lot of like the Godzilla, King Kongy. I see you're into a lot of the trippy films. Find it interesting. And there's something about movies, man. Like bouncing off the Simpson thing. There's a lot of movies that it's amazing how much stuff they pump out that are subliminal or just messages that we don't pick up that are pointing to things that are happening or that have happened. Uh, there's these guys that used to do these real deep breakdowns of these videos of movies and just pointing out certain connections, all having to do with um, stuff going on in the cosmos, stuff going on within us, angel numbers, portals, and boom, they would make all these gnarly connections. It was super cool. And one of the guys, he went by Soundless Dawn. What was his name? Was it Eric Widener? No, I don't know. I forget his name, but Soundless Dawn. And his channel was really big, and he had a buddy that would do those types of videos with him. And last I heard, this was way back, maybe like 2012 or something like that, or a little after that. Um, he got hired by, I think, someone with a lot of money and to do I don't know what, maybe work on some sort of project that he was type project like he was doing on his YouTube videos, I'm thinking, and the dude just like disappeared. So I don't know if he got, you know, some amazing job, maybe got initiated to a special group because of his knowledge. Yeah, haven't he's got a few of his videos up, I believe, and the rest of this stuff I think got like taken down. It's really weird. You don't watch manufactured entertainment anymore? Why not, Benny Loco? A cape attached to your ass cheeks for aerodynamics. Whoa. I think that's a response I would say to Wildman. You know, and for those that don't know, Wildman is our gassy friend here. He deals with flatulence and any other type of gassy activities. Methane. So I'd like to ask Timothman something. Have he has he noticed Timo? And Timo, I started to calling you Timo because I seen someone call you that. And Timo, we would call uh, Grandpa his best friend, and they had this weird relationship. I'm talking about my queen's father, who recently passed. Interesting character. Um, his best buddy was Timo, but those two, it reminded me of what is it? Walter Matthau. Was it Grumpy Old Man? What's that one movie where it's the two old men and they just constantly go at it? Like, geez, are you guys really friends or are you guys? Uh-oh. Wild man's on the loose. Watch out. the the chat is getting someone air out the chat. Open the door, someone, please. Wild man is on the loose. Yeah, Walter Matthau and Jack Lem. Is that it? Yeah, there you go. I remember Walter Matthau that's Mr. Wilson as well, right? Remember he was Mr. Wilson in Dennis the Menace. That was fun. I was a big Dennis the Menace fan. Smurfy. So see, Smurfy and Wildman, they're cut from the same cloth. Just a heads up out there, folks. And Smurfy's comment here is he had a 20s fart, full throttle, woke the wife up and got a pillow in his face. Whoa. We need a sound effect for that. I don't know if applause would work. I might get a trombone. All right, hillbilly. What's in the pipe right now? Or are we dabbing? I got this I think it's like ice cream. And I don't even think it's what they're saying it is, but it is fire. Uh Too bad I can't reach it from here or I'd show you. But it's a super purpley, of course frosty, but it's got that old school uh that that cushy flavor. Remember when that kush first started coming around and it was just that yummy cushy. Could taste the mountains of Afghanistan. Um and it's just yeah, top notch. It's got that full flavor, but I think it's probably crossed with something, so that's why they're calling it something else. But I'm just like, bro, this is some straight up purple kush. And it's good to see that flavor back. There's a lot of old flavors we've seen phased out, and it's nice to taste some familiar flavors. You see flavors like I haven't tasted sour D in a long time. It's been a while. It's like sour disappeared. Ooh, lovey love, Afghan Kushi Kush. Purple Haze is old school. It's like Jimi Hendrix days. And it's cool to see some of those strains kind of come back, although they're not, I don't think it's the original. But it's cool that they do some modern day versions. I even seen like a Thai stick coming out, like a whole thing on like Thai stick. And that's something I never got to experience. Too young for that. Was always told about it. And was told how some of it was possibly opiated too. Sheesh. But yeah, there's people out there making Thai stick still. I seen this another doc on the tube, and they went to Thailand, and they actually hooked up with this lady that was one of the original. I think she like was from back in the day. Used to make Thai sticks, and they really honor that lady, and it was cool to see her. And she was still, I think she might have twisted a few up. Um, but yeah, I'd like to and the chocolate Thai, I always wanted to try that. I got to try it, but I think it was, like, blended in with some other modern day it was like Chocolope. I think Chocolope supposedly has some chocolate Thai in it, but, it has, I think, cantaloupe and what else made Chocolope? Interesting little strain there, but yeah, I dealt with it just because I wanted to try the chocolate Thai. Hey, yeah, you see Benny Loco, you were probably, fortunate to experiment with that. Right now, what I do have is some bubble, if you know what I mean. So been going on that, and I know just a lot of people it's weird. People get snobby sometimes with the whole cannabis stuff, and I get it. But yeah, I like a lot of stuff I keep it old school. You know, I don't dab too much. When I do, yeah, I'll pop out the rig. I got the gear to do it, but I just been packing bowls lately and slapping some of that bubble on top. Oh yeah. Yeah. And they and people might call that, I guess, they'll call it, oh, designer strain. And I heard that supposedly Blue Dream was like one of Paris Hilton's favorite strains at the time. Whatever. And that's cool. It's all good. But yeah, no, it's a super cool strain. I thought, and I would love to keep that one around. Um, because it's outside. It's a monster. It's a monster. I'm talking. You could get those things huge, and it just puts out, and it's amazing to work with. Super fun one there, Blue Dream. Let's see. You have no idea what a bowl is. You know what a cone and a bong is. Well, a bong has a bowl in it, but a bowl is just anything with a bowl in it, and you could stuff that bowl. Yeah, I broke a bong a while back. Gonna have to get a new one. So I haven't been doing water devices, which is good because I remember the doctor mentioning that dry pieces are better than water pipes because the water pipes could cause some stuff. Oh, no problem, fire water. We definitely will. And if you are in Oregon, I mean, you could be you shouldn't have a problem, right? I think most of us here, Maggie. I don't know what the situation in Australia is with the ganja, but oh, someone's laughing. Oh yeah, yeah. You see, yeah, that the Blue Dream can go wrong, especially when it's done right. I mean, any of these things when it's done right, it's super cool. It's always a bummer when it's not done right. But yeah, man, you can get those things to the point where it's just like it's candy, brain candy. Really, you made a lung. How'd you do that? Hmm. I don't know if you'll notice, but this right eye has been a little twitchy lately. Don't mind me. Might be a reptoid reptoid part of me. We're all a little reptoid, right? We all got a little reptoid in us. So they say. 3D printed lung. Whoa. Let's work both eyes out. Hmm. Look, this will be mano a mano. Two people enter, one leaves. You'll never see this girl the same again. Aha. Little beaker bong. Hmm. Yeah, no, I don't get attached to pieces anymore. I broke a really nice one. I had this real nice eyeball one, and it broke on the way back from Bluff Creek this time. I had it in my near the door in my bag, and it fell out, and there it went. It broke, and I just I don't get attached to pieces no more. And it was a nice hand blown custom snarly eyeball. I showed you guys several times, and there it went. But luckily, I got my Sherlock. I got a nice custom Sherlock with me. I do prefer custom blown glass. I love artwork, and yeah, I'd rather toke out of something quality. I don't like any weird flavors or you know any weirdness in my medicine. What was Smurfy? Let's see. One time Smurfy smoked and fell asleep. He woke up with a translucent reptilian looking over him like he was eating something out of him. Oh my lord. Benny Loco has two lizard tattoos. Watch out. And there's a reptile show coming up here uh in LA. I think probably I don't know if it's the convention center, maybe down in Long Beach or something, but I was thinking there'd probably be some reptilians there just to I don't know. Maybe the reptilians might like reptile pets, I would imagine. You know what are super cool are those little what is it, the baby bearded dragons? Uh-oh, who else has a lizard tattoo? Hillbilly herb. You know, I have no tattoo, you guys. Everyone else on the planet seems to have tattoos. I don't have any yet. And if I do, I'd probably go extreme and get something crazy. You know, it'd probably be some redwoods, Bigfoot, um, something like that. Something pertaining to the Lord. Wow, well, look at that. You guys were hitting the 2 hour mark. I'm not gonna we're not holding anyone hostage here, but we don't want to burn you out either. Burnout is not fun. This has been fun tonight. I'm glad you guys were able to hang out and tap in. I'm glad I was able to show the videos I wanted. Um, yeah, we're gonna keep this going. Maybe tomorrow night we jump on again. And yeah, we didn't get much background noise either, which is a little odd. But hey, we'll take that. And I always appreciate your guys' company, your guys' support. Um, yeah, hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. Share the channel out. Do you guys know if you guys have a channel, you should have a QR code. So Wildman, who else? Who else? Who else? Any of you that are pumping out product content over on your channel, check it out. Should have a QR code so you could save it on your phone and it'll make it easy for you to share. Keep that in mind. And yeah, so much more to talk about, you guys. Like I said, I'll probably, who knows, I've been tapping in live from the shop pretty much on the regular. So we'll most likely be doing that as well, you know, depending on what's happening, if we get any new information. So much happening out there. It's mind blowing. Get a grip. Um, but yeah, other than that, you guys stay safe, stay positive, you know, take care, and we'll see you down the road here. To cue up some music here again. Vibe out a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna keep growing here. Keep doing what we're doing. One love, y'all.